We are live. Are you guys excited? Are you excited? Welcome back, you guys. I'm super excited. I know we've got some new faces today. I'm Rachel McCord, and I am so thrilled to be hanging out with you guys today. It has been such a wild season at my house, in my life, all the things, you guys. I have been moving just everything, not literally moving, but like, do you know what I mean? Like getting started, getting going. Over the weekend, you guys know that I celebrated my 10-year anniversary last year. Yes, my voice is back. Hallelujah. Ricky and I celebrated 10 years of being married just last month. But over the weekend, Ricky and I celebrated 11 years of knowing each other. And yes, I am that girl. I think one of my cameras is like in your face a little bit. Sorry about that. We got so many cameras today, you guys. It's craziness. All right, let me see if I can move that over for you. Is that better? This is what happens, I think, when you just have so many cameras and so little time, right? Who's with me? Thank you. Thank you for the anniversary shout outs. So you guys, some of you guys know Ricky, and you know he is a major foodie, like a major foodie. He loves food. So we went to this little cafe and it was so precious. Like we had our tea. I'm not really a coffee drinker. So I had my tea, he had his coffee, and we were just doing our thing. And as we were chilling and connecting and talking, we literally looked over, okay, and we see this other cafe, and it's got like I don't know, maybe a whole line of like 50 people waiting to get breakfast there. And of course, Ricky, never wanting to miss anything, was like, wait a minute, what's happening over there? Like he was giddy and excited as a foodie, thinking that, oh my gosh, like this is the place. They've got good food over there, and I am missing it. So he told me, he's like, we've got to go check this place out. And I was like, all right. Like, one thing I've learned with Ricky is like, if there's food involved, you just say yes. You just get after it. You know what I'm saying? Just do the thing, right? Like be down. So a couple weeks later, we take little Jude. So this was maybe like 2 weeks ago now. We go to this cafe and we get in there and he's like, okay, tell me the best thing you have here. Like this is what he asked everyone. He's like, I want to know what the best thing is. Who here, shout out me in the chat. Like if you're this person, if you go to the restaurant with no plan, no specific craving, ready? Okay, Katie's this person. What's up over there? Hi, Alicia. I see you, mama. Like you're like, I'm so ready for whatever they tell me. I am not this girl. Okay. Like I got to have it in my head. I got to do what I'm doing. If we are like going out for barbecue and then like last minute, Rick's like, let's get sushi. I can't. I'm like, I don't even know. I'm like, I can run businesses. I can take on boulders and problems and, push myself as a mom, but I cannot shift food last minute because I got it in my head. I'm ready for it. I'm ready for some mac and cheese. Okay. So if I'm not going gluten-free, then like, don't be throwing sushi at me and confusing me all of a sudden. Right. So we go in there and he's like, oh, I want to try this. I want to try this. He gets all the colors, all the styles, all the things. We order like we're eating for 50 people. So if you guys are ever hungry, just find us somewhere because we've got plenty to share. So we start eating the food and we're like, honestly, like we were not impressed. Even Ricky, like, because I'm pretty much rarely impressed by food. I'm like, cool, like it's food. Like now I can do something else because my blood sugar isn't like tanking, right? Like Rick is not this person. He lives to eat. He's like, all right, we just finished lunch. Reshma sees me. I see you nodding. So he's like, okay, we just finished lunch. It's time to, I'm like, we just finished it. We achieved something. Let's do something different. No, not Ricky. He's ready to go. So we were like, well, it wasn't really that good, right? So what they were doing, what worked on us was the network effect. By having other people in that line waiting for that cafe, Ricky's like, oh, this place has got to be good. It's got to be real good, right? So the network effect, you guys, which we're talking about today to help you scale your brand and your business by leveraging the network effect, which has helped many companies. In fact, Tech companies have generated an estimated 70% of their value through the network effect. Think about platforms like Instagram, TikTok, Airbnb, Uber. They don't matter if they don't get the community involved. What good is a bunch of houses if you don't have anyone renting them on Airbnb, right? What good is having a bunch of cars if you don't have people ordering cars on Uber? My mom is not an Uber rider, by the way. I see you, mommy. Hi. Like she's not Uber. She's like, I lived in a world where like you didn't get into strangers' cars and now people do it for fun. Like they choose that. They have a car that works and they're like, actually, I don't really want to drive. I'm like, yes, mommy, that's me. I am that person. Literally. That is me. I don't want to do that. Right. So basically, network marketing, network effect is about getting everybody amped up for your brand, for your business, and then leveraging that to get more business. So that's what we're going to talk about today. How do you do it? What do you do? How does it work? Right? So, oh my gosh, Reshma used to pay her family to stand in line in front of your bathing suit store. This is amazing. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. There, you guys, I don't know if you guys have seen it, but on social media, there was this kid who literally paid a guy to be his security, paparazzi, fans, just to walk through a mall and see how people would respond. It was like, oh my gosh! All of a sudden, everybody's like, I gotta take a photo. They don't know who this kid is. They don't know what he's doing, where he's going, what he's done, but they need to be a part of it. Why? Because the network effect. They were creating buzz and energy, right? So that's what we want to do this year with you. I want to help you get to that level in your business. And here's the good news: you can get there. You can absolutely do that. Like, I want to ask you guys a question though. And this is really an important question. It's a soul-seeking question. Would you rather be popular or would you rather be influential? Would you rather be popular or influential? Here's the key. Popularity is common. You have popularity in high school. You have popularity, you can see the people who are popular, they go to church and they all sit together. You got your friends, you're popular. But are you influential? Are you actually moving the needle in your life, in your business, in your world, and making a difference in the lives of other people? Are you being influential? We live in a world of influencers all the time, right? Everybody's an influencer, but are they actually influential? That's really the question. That's what a lot of people truly struggle with in this world, right? Like, how do I know? And what does that even mean? And how do I get there? What matters? So one of my favorite articles that I've read was back in 2008. There was a guy who was a writer for Wired. His name is Kevin Kelly. And he came up with this essay that was published that was talking about the 1,000 true fans theory. Okay. Basically, his belief is that you can build a brand with 1,000 true fans. Okay. So his thought process was, if you can stay connected to your customer. So, in business, they say who controls the money controls the relationship, right? So in Amazon controls the relationship with your customer. Sorry, it's true, right? They control the money. They control the relationship. So with you as an entrepreneur, as a creator, as a coach, you have direct relationship with your customer. So what I'm challenging each of us to do this year, I know we've talked a lot about falling in love with your customer. We've talked about setting revenue goals. But today, what we're going to talk about is how to actually build a business with 1,000 true fans. That doesn't mean that you're not going to have some fans who are not true fans. But we want to focus on getting and going deep with the 1,000 true fans of your brand. Here's the difference in a true fan and just a fan. A true fan, also called a super fan, is somebody who is so passionate about what you do that when you do a live, when you do a conversation, when you release a product, they show up for you. They show up because they know that you are on track with what they care about. They know that you are the person who speaks to the needs that they have in their business, in their life, in their world. It's so important, you guys, that we get this one right. Because if you can build a business just focusing on 1,000 people who love you, who believe in you, who want to do life with you, who move with you, you can change everything in your business. But if you don't do that, then you're constantly chasing more fans and you don't have the capacity to turn them into super fans. Hear me, right? Like, how much energy do we really have in the course of our lives? How much time do we truly have? And also, how much time do we want to spend trying to move it all, trying to do it all, trying to make things happen in our worlds? We need to stay very focused on our customer, like we talked about. We need to stay so focused on our customer that as we grow and as we scale, we are able to go deeper with the people who are doing life with us and expanding that relationship and expanding our reach and focusing on our power 1,000. And he talks about in that really cool essay that if you just get $100 profit from each of your people, you will actually be able to make like $100,000 doing what you love. And for a lot of people, they settle for less than $100,000 doing something they don't love. So, how incredible would it be as an artist, as an entrepreneur? And I believe we're all artists, we're all creators. We can all create, we can all move. We were born in the image of a creator to create, to make things new, to make things work, to make things happen, and then to make a difference in the lives of people around us. So, if we just hone in and say, you know what, I'm so tired of trying to win everybody, right? Bold and broad is broke. When you are so bold trying to reach the broad audience of everyone, you're broke because you can't do it. You cannot please everyone. It's exhausting. Sometimes it's hard to even please ourselves. Can I get an amen? Right? Sometimes it's so hard just to feel content with our own world, with our own circumstances, with the things that come at us. Today, we found out one of our favorite employees, and I have all of my favorite, all my employees are my favorites, but one of them, we love her so much. And she just had a really tough news happen over the weekend. And she had to put in her notice today. And we were so bummed. And like this morning, my husband's telling me over breakfast, and I'm like, oh man, because our team, they're family. Like we have 50 people who work for us, and we love every single one of them. We've worked with them for a long time. And it's just, it's like it hurts when you get connected to someone, you work with them, and you're like, oh man, like I love that person. But then you also understand and respect that life changes. In her circumstance, her life changed. And so she needed to change with it. And so we were like so bummed. And I was sitting at the table and I was like, you know what? Where in the past I've seen an obstacle, today I see an opportunity. I see an opportunity where I once saw an obstacle because I know that all things work together for good. So when an obstacle comes to me, when something comes that I wasn't planning for, and quite frankly, I've got a very big thing happening in about a month, and I'll keep you guys posted on that. But I've got about 30 days right now to get a lot of stuff going. So I was kind of like, I wasn't expecting this. But if I just see it as an obstacle and I don't see it as an opportunity, I don't grow. Some people get an obstacle come in their life and they just get mad and they start complaining and they're like, oh man, this is so tough. Oh man, right? They just get in the whole rabbit trail. And then what happens? They're actually not okay. Because when you're okay in life, when you are resilient, when you say, you know what, I will not let this break me. I will not let this break my business. I will not let this break my family, whatever it is. You have to be committed to that. You have to be committed to that. And here's the deal. If you're chasing the broad and you're going broke doing it, you don't have the stamina to be resilient when obstacles come. And we all know they will. We all know they will come. And when they do, we have to see it as an opportunity. So then Rick and I literally were like, all right, let's plan something around. So we made some shifts, we made some moves. And then we're like, you know what? I actually think this is going to work out even better for everybody involved. Because I think that us making these shifts are going to make our brand even better, even more powerful, even stronger. Because sometimes we get kind of like in our heads about things, right? We get kind of emotional and we try to make things work. And we're like, you know what? We're not really growing and scaling. Because scale says that I built a brand that can live without me. Scale says that I can build a brand that I can sit back from and it can work and function fully for 6 to 12 months without me touching it. Not a lot of people here can say that they've done that, right? Like when I sold my first company, like it now is very successful and it doesn't have anything to do with me anymore because I built systems to scale it. It wasn't a Rachel business, it was a business, right? But then now I do passionate work and I'm able to show up and physically be here and I love this. But I could put someone here who I trust and who I believe in and who I know is very powerful and very talented. And I could literally say, okay, this person has got it. I could do that. I could do that. And in the process of doing that, you could grow and evolve in your business without me. So there I have a business. Do we want that to happen? No, right? Like we're all having fun here together, but we have to build a business that has that capacity so that we really can grow. You guys feel me? You get what I'm getting at? So when we build a business, we got to create those systems so that we think outside of ourselves. And hear me, when you have someone on your team who you love and you're doing things with, and even if you're not growing, you're still happy. But sometimes when you get uncomfortable, that is the catalyst for change. It's uncomfortable to lose someone that you really love on your team, truly. I will look for the silver lining. I will find it. I'll actually be like, oh my gosh, this is a diamond lining. Okay. I will go there all day. But at the same time, at the end of the day, it's still difficult, right? It's still difficult to take these shifts. So that's why when we're focused on our 1,000 true fans, we're focusing on our 1,000 people who can really change the game in our business and our world, we're able to actually grow. Okay. So now let's get into a couple of the little pieces for this. All right. So the first thing I want to talk to you about in this, the first little kind of takeaway for my note takers is true fans come from true depth. Okay. So true fans come from true depth. When you are reaching true depth in your business, in your customer relationships, you are going to be able to create true fans from that. Okay. So we want to focus on going deep versus going wide, right? You don't need to take on the whole world. Scripture says, what if you take on the whole world and you lose your own soul? You need to focus on going deep with what's in front of you and scaling that, your minimal viable product, your MVP, and do it again and again and again. Replicate it, improve it, evolve it, identify the customer who's gravitating towards it, and then find 999 other customers just like that person to get your true fans. That's how it works. Now, I would love to see each of you get to 2,000 because then you're going to have 1,000 maybe that aren't true fans. You have 1,000 of your true fans. Or maybe you get to 500. And now hear me, as we start playing with math, look at it like this. If that's talking about a small goal of $100,000 a year, doing what you love, right? Some of you have bigger goals than that. Some of you are like, Rachel, you kind of overshot it by 25 grand. I'd be happy doing what I love for 75 grand. Awesome. Now look at what I said. 1,000 true fans that you can make $100 profit on every single year. That's how you do that. So then as your math changes, your numbers can change. Maybe you want to double that goal and hit 200,000. Well, then you either increase it by $200 or you increase your true fans by 2,000. When we start to break it down like this, doesn't it feel a little bit more manageable? Let me know in the chat. Are you feeling like this is a little bit more doable than say just going for it and being like, oh my gosh, I need 1 million people. I need 1 million people. No, you need 1,000 people and you need to profit $100. Here's the cool thing. We live in a digital world where you can create digital. Yay, guys, I see you in the chat. Where you can create a digital footprint. You can create a digital product. And while you're doing that, keep 100% of it profitable. You could be 100% profitable with that product. You don't have any hard costs. You spend your time, you create a little Canva on the freemium package, create your digital products, sell them, get them going. Maybe you're even getting on Zoom with people and doing live coaching. Maybe as a creator, you're looking at it okay, that means I got to get 1,000 brands will pay me $100. $100 is really easy for companies to invest. Now, if you don't want to do 1,000 brands a year, which is a couple a day, right? Maybe you just want to like double that and say, all right, Rach, I like that. I'm going to say 500 for $200. You see how like doable this is? You see how we start to see this ability to get what we need, right? You see this opportunity to actually get there, right? To move the needle with what we're trying to do. Call in. Got things happening up in here. You guys, what I love too is remembering as we're doing this, as we're thinking about being influential more so than we're thinking about being popular. And we're talking about going deeper with true fans. I want to remind you that it doesn't matter what you do. You can be influential. You can go deep with anyone. It can come down to customer service. Perfect example of this. You guys, I don't know what has happened, but it is like a little magnet came above my house and suddenly my internet's been funky. My cell phone has been funky. So I'm on the phone with T-Mobile and I'm like, listen, guys, all right. Usually I got someone supporting me. Like if CenturyLink goes down, I got T-Mobile. And if T-Mobile, like vice versa, right? I was like, but you've got like one job here. Okay. I love you, but you got one job in my life. I need you to do your one job so I can do my 50 jobs every hour and be effective at that, right? So I'm like on the call with this girl. I'm like, I love you. I'm just going to shoot to you straight. I need to know when this problem started and when it's going to be fixed. Cause it's been like a week now. I can't not have my cell phone working in my house for a week. You feel me? And like no end in sight. Like if you can tell me, all right, here's the deal. We found out that an alien picked up a satellite and took it to Mars. We're getting out. Like, just give me a deadline. When is FedEx bringing that new satellite? When is the problem being solved? Right. And I'm super patient, but like when it comes to like cell phones, like cell signal and Wi-Fi in my business, like I'm like, I love you, sweetheart, but like you gotta like we gotta do it together. Okay. I did not have 3 hours to get on the phone with you today. So I'm on the phone with her. And let me just tell you, the T-Mobile lady made me cry. And it was not because she was mean. She was actually so sugar plum sweet. I swear she was probably from South Carolina. She had the cutest Southern accent. And I was just talking to her and she was like, I'm just so sorry. Like she was so precious, so patient, so validating. And at the end of it, I was like, I'm just going to be honest. Like, I'm just so worn out. My son has had the flu this week. I've been traveling. I've got some big things going on in my life. And I just like, I really appreciate you walking this out with me. I really do. She's like, absolutely, whatever. She's like, and I just want you to know, I'm just going to pray. I'm not kidding you. T-Mobile for the win. I'm going to pray that God just wraps your son in his arms. I literally started crying. I was like, you are saying to me what I say to people. I literally say these exact words to people, and I can't be there for myself right now. And you're my little angel who I know God put in my world for such a moment as this, for such a time as this, to say exactly what I needed to hear because it just changed the game. Right. So I'm saying that because I'm telling you, you don't have to be coaching people or living a life purpose driven that's focused on help or ministry or anything like that to make a difference in people's life. This woman is a technical support queen for T-Mobile. Okay. If that doesn't inspire all of us to show up in bigger capacities in our world, I don't know what is. And let me tell you, that woman has my heart, right? She has my heart. She went deep with me on a phone call about cell signal. How much more can we do when people are in our backyard and they need to hear something from us? And we never know what it is. I thought I needed to hear when that satellite was coming back in town. But what I needed to hear was what she said. And I told her, I was like, you know what? This is the reason this all happened. I know it because just me getting this moment with you has just changed my day. So I just want to encourage us on that. The next note that I want you to write down is run to win. Run to win. It is so powerful when we just run to the win. How differently would we run this year if we knew we were going to win the race? How differently would we show up if we knew we were going to get there? We were going to do it. We were going to make it. And it was going to be a huge celebration at the other side. And spoiler alert, it is. You will. That's how this is going. That's what you're marching towards. You are doing something different than everybody else around you. Everybody else around you. who is not choosing to lean in, who is not choosing to move, who is not choosing to show up every Monday. Mondays are busy, y'all. They are busy, and you are taking this time for yourself to invest in yourself. And what's happening is seeds are being planted, and those are going to be fertilized, and those are going to be supported, and those are going to be amplified, and you're going to have an ROI from these seeds. And they're not of me. They're not from me. They're for you. They're literally completely designed for you just to hear these things. I truly believe that. I believe that that's my calling. I'm just supposed to open up my mouth, tell you what I feel like God tells me to tell you, and everyone's going to receive it in their own language, in their own world, in their own way. It's for some of you, it's going to encourage you as a mama bear. For some of you, it's going to encourage you as a business owner, as a coach, as an influencer, somewhere in between. But here's the deal. It's going to get there. It's going to land. You're going to win. So just run to the win. Lean in, connect, be responsive, be connected, find your 1,000, love them, empower them, help them, focus on them, find out what a win looks like for them, create products that help them win, connect with them and help them see that you get it, that you're in it with them. Come up with ideas, opportunities, products, moments, opportunities, changes that can happen in their world that you can be the catalyst for. And they will be your super fans. They will be your true fans, because when you care about someone's mission, you care about what they're trying to do, you can make a difference. Reshma, you could put an encouraging word in every single one of your bags and change the game. You could be the best customer service person with your bags as anybody's ever seen. And just like that, you're different. Just like that, T-Mobile kept me on board, because I'm like trying to be like, maybe I need to go to one of these other ones that they don't talk so badly about. Maybe there's another friend I need to find. But she changed my plan because she met me where I was at, which was not a person who was frustrated about the cell phone. It was the last thing. Do you know what I'm saying? It was the cell phone and the Wi-Fi and the baby being sick and the light and all the things, right? It was like all stacking. And she just met me as a human. So let's do that. And I just want to say something before we wrap here. I know that right now, some of you guys might feel like you're facing something that feels impossible. I know in my life right now, I am facing something personally that feels impossible. But I also believe in a God who does impossible for breakfast. I know a guy. And so that is how I am able to show up with you guys when some nights I don't sleep, because I'm thinking about these things and I'm challenging that. Like, Rach, be the voice that you need to hear today. Be your own T-Mobile girl right now. Because what would you say to someone facing fear? I would say what I tell my son. This is fear. This is you every day. And then one time I was facing fear, and my son, I was like, Jude, I was like, mommy's a little nervous right now. He's like, are you afraid? I think I told you guys this. He's like, what are you afraid about? And I was like, well, I'm just facing something. And he's like, well, mommy, this is what you do to fear. Literally from the mouth of babes, my little 3-year-old bug. So you might feel like you're facing something impossible, but let me just tell you, there is a different way to tackle this problem. And if you want to talk about it on a faith level, I am always down. One-on-one, wherever, meet me in my inbox. Tell me you want to talk about it. Let's go there. Because I will tell you that I have strength that doesn't make sense. I have faith that doesn't make sense. But for me, it makes perfect sense, because I've slayed dragons and I still got a couple more to slay. But the dragons that I don't slay would be the dragons of my son's generation. And I'm not here for that. I'm here to slay all the dragons. Let's go. Let's slay dragons. Let's lean in. Let's run to the win. Let's focus on our business and what we need to create so that we can go on and do more good in this world. Because we are unstoppable when we make that choice. We are unstoppable when we say, today, I got this. And even if it's only 10 minutes, guys, even if you only have 10 minutes to lean in, do it for 10 minutes with all your heart. You got 20 minutes, do it for 20 minutes with all your heart. All right, you guys, that is all I've got for today. I'm so grateful that you showed up. I'm so excited. I know we've got a lot to tackle, you guys. We are coming through this first month of the year, and we are just moving and we are pushing. But let me tell you, if you look back at last year, I'm guessing that you are beyond where you were last year because you got started here earlier. You got started last year preparing for this year. Let's slay this year and prepare for next year. Let's be so powerful and strong and so ready that when dragons come, when dinosaurs come to try to take us out, we are ready to go. We are not getting affected by these obstacles that come because we know that they are opportunities for tremendous growth and breakthrough. Every time something breaks in my house, I say, breakthrough, breakthrough, that's a breakthrough. And I literally dreamed about 2 breaks last night. And then this morning I was like, okay, there's a break. But you know what it is? It's a breakthrough. It's an opportunity for transformation. It's an opportunity to do more than I thought that we could or that we would. And quite frankly, sometimes we push things off because we're like, oh my gosh, like I'll just deal with that later. Later is today. Later is today. All right, you guys, I'm going to cut these cameras. Thank you so much for tuning in. This was so much fun. Oh my gosh, let me get it all going. What a blessing to get to connect with each of you guys. All right, I'm going to come in tight for my Zoom friends here in the app. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. All right. Let me